Hello and welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining me on this glorious day that we're having here in Brackley. For those of you that don't know me, I am a real sun lover. I love the heat. I'm not a girl that likes the rain or the snow. Actually, I don't mind snow too much, but this is my ideal weather. But today we are focusing on our second card from this week's stamp set of the week, Playing in the Rain. So not really the card for today's weather, but anyway, here we go. So this is the card we're going to create. There's a bit of blending here with ink and brush. We've got a bit of die cutting and a bit of colouring. I'm going to make a few changes with this, apart from the fact that I managed to drop it in the black ink after I created it. Not a good look. The second layer for me was this layer back here was too big, so I have downsized it. So let me bring in the supplies and we can go through it. So the first thing we've got, here we go. So I've got a circle from the Deckled Circle dies. So it's a circle, but it's got almost like a ragged edge to it. So it's not a complete, well, it is a complete circle, but it's not a, a smooth circle, shall we say. I have got Gorgeous Grape that measures 8 by 5 3/4, and I scored and burnished at the 4-inch mark. I have a piece of black cardstock which measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. Then I have a layering piece, which is the one where the hole's going to go through. That is 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. I then have this backing piece, which is the piece that will go on behind and gives me hopefully a smoother look when it's put up on dimensionals. I have a piece of scrap for my tortoise and my flowers, and I have a sentiment strip which measures 1/2 inch by 2 3/4. I have also used my dies. Let's put these aside over here. I've used my dies to cut out some clouds. I've used those a couple of times, so I've got myself some clouds, which isn't in the first card. Also, which isn't in the first card, is some greenery, some grass. So I've used these little dies to cut out the grass. And I have also cut out the bridge, and I've cut that out in early espresso just to save time. So let's put those pieces just aside for the moment. There we go. Put that over there, and we'll just focus on the 2 pieces of white card. Just trying to find somewhere to put. I need that. Right, okay, so with your first piece of card, which is the larger of the 2, you need to take your circle and you need to work out roughly where you want it to go, run it through the cut and emboss machine, and it will come out looking like so. Right, so once you've done that, that can go aside. Bring in your smaller piece, which will go behind your card like that. What you're going to do is you're going to take a pencil and you're just going to do a very light mark around the circle, just so you've got a rough idea of where you're going to use your main part of your blending. Can you see that? I know it's faint. It's just about here and here. Okay, so this is my light blue blending brush, and I'm using Boho Blue. Okay, so circular motion onto the pad. I'm going to work some of it off onto my scrap paper here, and then I'm going to work through to my circle. So starting from the outside, this is the area that I'm focusing on here. The outside is where I can work into. So here we go, working it around. And what I'm trying to do is give myself a little bit of sky, really, and I don't want it to be too bright. I don't want it to be a solid brown, so I think that works quite well. So if you offer up your card to here, you can see, yeah, that works. Perfect. So it's quite a quick blend. You don't have to do too much fussing. Now what I'm going to do now is put that aside, and we will do our stamping. So I've got a piece of card to stamp my tortoise and my flowers, and again I'm going to stamp those in the Memento ink. Let's do it that way. Pop him down here. There we go, and then do the same with my flowers. There we are. And then they will need colouring in, but before I put that away, let's do the sentiment. So the sentiment I've got is just the happy birthday. For some reason it does not like to stick on this block, so let's try another block. Pop you up there for a second. There we go. Right, so I'm going to take my sentiment strip, which is here. Again, in the Memento ink, I'm just going to stamp up the happy birthday. Okay, turn that over. Let's make sure that fits in. There we go. Perfect. So I'm happy with that, so we can put the inks away. Okay, so there's the happy birthday, and then we've got the colouring in to do. So what I'm going to use are as follows. I am using Granny Apple Green for the shell, so light Granny Apple Green for the squares or the shapes on the shell, and then the dark Granny Apple Green to go on the outside. I have got, now this is one of the skin tones, this one is number 600. That will be the colour of his shell, or his tummy. I have the light petal pink, which is going to be the inside, just here on all of the flowers. I have the light peach pie, so that's going to be his head, his arms and his legs. And then I have got my dark Highland Heather, which will be the petals of the flowers. Okay, and as always I have already pre-cut those, coloured and cut those. So there we go. So let's get rid of this piece of paper because it offends me with its mess, and then we can come back and do some work on this. Right, so you've got a rough idea where your circles are going. Your circle's going. What I want to do is I want to put a couple of clouds that are flat on my circle, so just work out where they are. Oh, not too bad there. Okay, so now I'm happy with that. I can glue those down with the multi-purpose. Come on, you. Oops. So I'm just going to add my glue. Come on, glue. Let's try that again. Oh, there we are. Look, it's coming out now. Okay. Just pop that over there. Little white cloud. And then I'm just going to put this one. Again, just there. And before I stick them down fully, I want to make sure that I'm happy where they are in relationship to the circle. Yep, I am, so I can, whoa, she says, skidding them. There we go. Right, okay, so what we need to do now is to add some dimensionals. So I've got my dimensionals here, which I can cut up. I'm just going to put them around the edge, and a few on the top and bottom, obviously. So let's cut those so we can get some chunks. Okay, so let's put that one there. So I'm making sure that the circle is not going to collapse on me when I add the extras. And then I'm just going to put some, sorry, down the bottom here. So I'm going to top. If you wanted to, you could use the stripped dimensionals, but I'm just going to use these for now. There we go, concentrating there. So again, before I add it, just make sure I'm happy. Okay, so I'm going to take the backings off. Get those over there a bit. Oh, that one's already off. Come on. There we go. Right, so let's make sure that's that. Okay, so I'm just going to hover it over, make sure it's as square as I possibly can get it. And there we have our first part of our card, the card. So now, as you see, you can't really see that bit poking through when it will sit on the card base. Okay, so we've got one more cloud to add, so I can add it maybe a bit there. I'm just going to work out where the sentiment's going to go. I'll go there. I think that works quite well. So I'm just going to add top part of the glue on the top of the cloud. Obviously I don't want it on the bottom because I don't want it sticking, and then the cloud can go up there. There we go. Okay, so then we have our bridge, which can now stick on. Actually no, we're going to add the grass first before I do that. So I cut myself 4 of these, and if you notice, 2 go to the left and 2 go to the right. So we can just add those. Again, they can be laid flat and then glued down, maybe one more piece there, like so. That works. Right, so I'm just going to add the glue to the bottom section. There we are. That slides in, pop it down. Same for that bit. Again, slides in. I have to say, I'm actually loving the fact that these dies give you so much detail. You know, you can just keep adding to create the card you desire. There we go. So there's my grass. Right, I'm going to hold on to that bit, might use it in a second. Then my bridge can go over. So a bit like the cloud, I don't want it all covered in glue, so I'm just going to put the glue down the sides and bottom of the bridge. Whoa. It's weird, isn't it, when the heat comes, that sometimes the glue seems to want to explode and others it just won't come out. There we go. Okay, so that seems to take that bit over and put it on there. Be fine. And then he can go on there like so. So, oh, I've forgotten about that bit. So that's building it up quite nicely. Then we can bring our tortoise in. And he can come along here onto the, no, he can either, no, we're going to have him here. He's going to add there. It doesn't matter that we're not seeing the grass there, it just, we know it's there. And if we want to, we can always add a tiny bit to that, which might work. Okay, so let's stick him down. Am I going to use dimensionals? Yes, I am. Right, let's bring those back in. So we're looking at, where is he going to go? So his shell and his body, but not... Okay, so we're looking diagonally that way, so that's a bit too much on that one. I got a bit there. Okay, so let's stick that one there. And we can cut a few more of these. Oops. Just add those to the shell and a couple to his feet. So that now should hold him. There we go. Quite nicely in place. Right, let's stick him down. There we are. Oh, well, there wouldn't be a video without the soundtrack of Bootsy, would there really? Okay, then I'm going to add the happy birthday to the top. Again, I'm going to use my dimensionals. Just 3. And they can go into the middle. And the only thing we're left to do is add the flowers. Now, previously I stuck the flower... Oh, hello. I'd forgotten I hadn't stuck you down. I hadn't stuck you down because I couldn't decide whether I wanted to use the greenery. I think I will, actually. I think I will. So let's go. Let's just add a bit of glue to that. There we go. That then goes over onto there. Oh, stick down. Thank you very much. Knocked to my finger. Lovely. Now, the previous card I stuck the flowers down flat, but you know what? I think I'm going to raise these ones. I think I am. Yeah, I am. So I'm just going to add a few to the back of that. Do you ever start off with a card in your mind of how you're going to do it, and then once you've finished it, it looks nothing like your plan? It's bizarre the amount of times that happens to me. Even when I'm recreating a card I've already designed, it sort of comes back and it gets changed. Okay, I think that's the brilliance of being able to craft. You can just, you know, set off with a design and it comes out the way I suppose it's meant to come out. Right, so that can now be layered onto our black cardstock, and I'm just going to stick that with my glue on the back sheet like so. That one over. There we go. Lovely. Okay, and then that can be layered onto our gorgeous grape, and I have to say I am much happier with that now. Let's get that layered down. Perfect. So there we are. Our card is complete. That is our version for today. This was our original. So which do we prefer? Do we like the plainer version, or do we like the slightly more wow version with the clouds and the grass and the fact that the flowers have been raised? Anyway, as I say, they're the cards for today. I hope you enjoyed them. We're back again on Friday with our Sketch Friday, so page 22. Whatever you do for the rest of today, I hope your weather is being kind to you, and you're having a lovely day. Stay safe, happy crafting, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Thanks a lot, everybody. Bye.